Let's talk golf. It's the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago. Presented by the Glenview Park Golf Club. Now here are your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
Good morning and welcome on into the CDGA Golf Show. Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan back together again. It's been a while, Mike. Good to see you.
It is so good to be here with you.
As always, brought to you by the Glenview Park Golf Club. Mike's been out in South Carolina, then I was out of town for a little bit, but I think we're back together in person. We've done shows together during this time.
Yeah.
But back together in person for the first time in about a month.
I know. And it's good to be here. The drive down here was so nice because it's beautiful out, and I saw a lot of people heading to golf courses, but I don't know if it's you or have you noticed, but it's not getting as light as early as it used to. And I just got notification that my tee time, which is a normal 7:20 on Sunday mornings, is now pushed to 8:20 due to sunlight. They've now made the first tee time 6:40 instead of 6. And so that's just, we're starting
so everyone, gets
starting to head
back
towards
a little bit.
fall.
I know.
I mean, you got preseason football, and believe it or not, we are 6 months almost to the day for the Chicago Golf Show in Rosemont. I mean, we are on the 6 months.
I don't think I spun my tires that far forward thinking on the calendar.
Unfortunately, we've had to because we're already doing our budgets and all the rest of it. But, it's been an incredible August thus far, weather-wise, in this community.
Aside from the rain has been nuts.
If I see another CPO sign, which is cart path only, I think I'm going to scream. I played Dubs Dread number 4 with Tracy Butler's executive producer on Thursday, Rob Morheim, and we had a great time. Jacob Amelli and Tim Merrick from our team also joined us, and we had a wonderful day, but the news when we got to the first tee is, gentlemen, it's cart path only. And we were like, are you kidding me? This is a monster to play. Yeah. And, of course, how many times did we drive it the opposite direction of where the cart path is? And finally I said, I don't care where. I'm finding where that cart path is because Dubs has got some terrain in it. The ground is soft. It was a heck of a workout. So thank goodness we're starting to see mowers out on the course again. So hopefully today everyone's getting to use their golf carts and getting to drive out to where they have been. But this weather, the trees, the wind, everything has just provided fits beyond belief for the operators, for the superintendents, and for us as players.
Yeah, I know the western burbs have been particularly hit hard with some of the tornadoes even that have touched down out west. So obviously, that's going to throw a giant wrinkle into course maintenance and making sure everything's ready. But you're right, like the rain this year and the amount of cart path only days that we've had, and I'd open it up to the people out there as well, 312-332-3776. Like when you get the hunch or when you know it's cart path only, what do you do? Because I know there's some people who they won't do it.
Yep.
They will not do it. It's like, I'd rather not play than play a cart path only round. Or some people opt for the push cart at that point. That's usually my course of action.
That's exactly, I will not do cart path only in a motorized vehicle. I will go push cart or even go to the resort and carry and throw out the weight in the bag and just walk, because I'm telling you, if you can go straight to your golf ball versus the zigzag, you're going to play better, first and foremost, because of just simply the perspective of entering the greens every time from the front. You're just going to score better. Your tempo, your swing, everything is just going to be a lot more relaxed.
Just even like pace of play too for yourself. Like not even for like the betterment of the course, but for yourself too. You're not grabbing 3 or 4 clubs because you have no idea what distance you're at. You're not zapping your ball with your rangefinder at every given shot. Like just everything about the tempo of the game, like it's different. It's a lot easier when you push cart it and you walk your way through it.
Well, it's consistent because, you find yourself either out of position because your partner's out of position, or the fact that you hit it so far out of position and now you got to go find it, walk and try to find it.
Right.
And then it's trying to go, I hate to do this to you guys, but can you guys come way over here and help me find this thing?
Yeah,
and then we get to all walk over and we're all like, well, we're near our cart right now. We don't really want to walk 70 yards over and then come back. I mean, it made it very difficult. And I love the point about the rangefinders. Okay. I hate to say this, but I have lost. Now I lost a 7th rangefinder.
Have you really?
I have lost 6 prior to this. 3, get this.
So like cell phones at Lollapalooza.
Yeah, 3 one-time use. They were brand new out of the package, and they're nicely to the because I used a rangefinder forever that never had a magnet. Mm-hmm. Ever since I've gotten a magnet, I keep losing them because I forget them. And so we played on Thursday. I get to the office yesterday morning at really early, and Chris, God bless him, the manager of the 2-4 building at Cog Hill, sends me a note, and he said, Mr. Gilligan, somebody in your group left their rangefinder here. If you could have somebody call and identify it, we can make sure it gets to him. I'm like, that's mine. So I'm like, I'll be over in 5 minutes, and I just jumped in the car, went across the street, got it, and came back. So I was able to rescue it, but here again, and what contributed to this? It's the fact that we had to walk and had to bring the rangefinder constantly.
It's easier if you have like the little basket on the push cart too. You drop it in there.
And see, that's why you're all self-contained.
Yeah.
And that's, and I guess at my age, the memory thing and just forgetting to pack everything up. And then I found out I'm not so bad. I gave Rob 2 sleeves of golf balls, and he thought he'd put it in his bag, and he thought the box was empty. So when we turned in the cart, we turned in a full sleeve of Pro Vs and a rangefinder. We noticed we got the rangefinder back. The Pro Vs are still missing in action.
But whenever I hear the cart, like those are the 3 worst words in golf, isn't it? Like hearing that when you get to the course too, because it's always kind of sprung on you. And there's certain times you have a hunch, you have a feeling that it's probably going to be cart path only going into a round. Like I've played a couple rounds this year, probably like late July-ish, where I had to deal with that. And it's like, you kind of know going in, it's probably going to be cart path only. And you just kind of mentally prepare and just know that, hey, your feet are going to take a little bit of a beating today because of all the walking you're going to be doing.
No, and that's 100% it. And I think the other thing I thought about, especially if I have that situation again, and I've got 4 real good people in the group like we had, I almost wish we would have played a 2-person scramble.
Interesting,
on dubs, just because it's such a different day, and anytime you hit it in some positions, it's a hard day, and dubs is a hard golf course as it is. But I think it would have been, a more enjoyable just to say, you know what, let's play a 2-person, our 2 against your, our cart against your cart kind of a thing. And then I think that eliminates some of the walking, because now all of a sudden we're playing a little bit more like tee to green, like more instead of Army golf left and right and everything in sight. So that's the other thing I think about the format to which we play, or just even play alternate shot.
Yeah.
You're just pitching one ball. And, okay, I'm sorry I hit it over there, but guess who gets to walk and go hit it? And I'll sit in the cart and wait for the result.
Right. So 312-332-3776. How do you approach days where you think it might be cart path only, or sometimes it's cart path only? It's, hey, it was pouring last night. We know, and we've got the early tee time. We know we're going to be walking through some stuff. So 312-332-3776. It's tough out there, especially, and it feels like we're finally drying up. Like even last night, I don't know if it rained down here very much last night. Like I know the Sox game was delayed, but I don't think there ended up being any rain. And I know in the north part of the city where I live, it was supposed to rain and never really showed up, at least while I was awake last night.
Yeah, well, while I was awake, it went south and north of us in the Wheaton area. But then I got up and it was pouring at like midnight. And I was like, whoa. So there may be still some CPO out there today, but I'm hoping that we didn't take on too much rain. I mean, we need to have some, but not not as much as we've had. It's been a record year, and I'll bet a lot of courses have had a record year of cart path only, and it is frustrating because, to your point too, a lot of people won't do it because if they have to walk that much, they just don't play, and so they're going to lose the revenue or they're going to lose the cart revenue, at least pick up the green fee. But I think there's some MTT sheets as a result of cart path only because, let's face it, knee replacements and hip replacements and all of that, these people cannot sustain that kind of walking.
Right.
And so unfortunately that's a problem, unless they have a course that has the asphalt that goes around and it's uber convenient, but it's tough. You have to play a user-friendly course on a day at CPO.
Yeah, I know there's some people too who, with all the GPSs in carts now these days, and you can like diagram your shots. So they'll pull up what they think is about even with where their ball is, and they just go directly across. They tap directly across, and they try to get their distance from where they're actually hitting from. So it shows like basically a right triangle is what you're seeing for going across and then going all the way up to the green on the approach.
They're being Pythagoras. Exactly. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Exactly.
And but I'll tell you what though, the relief off of having to use rangefinders, the GPS that they have in these carts is unbelievably good.
Rangefinders used to be a great gift, not so much anymore.
Yeah, not so much. It's almost like it's baggage now.
They're not obsolete per se, but yeah, it's like.
But the only time I need them is when I'm push carting it, you know. But to your point, if I'm in a legit golf cart, you know, the modern day that is, with the GPS, it's unbelievable. And they got it dialed in. So now no matter where they put the flag, it's measuring to the flag, but it's also giving you front and back. And I'll tell you the biggest, what I'll say, novice mistakes that I see people when they're hitting measurements or getting measurements from GPS is they think that that's the number that they have to fly.
Right. Yeah.
And when that flag is like 3 yards cut from the back of the hole, and it's like, ooh, I got that one. And it's like, oh, that thing went 15 yards over the green. I wonder why. It was like, well, because you needed to, that's the ending distance, not the fly. The cover is maybe that middle or the front, depending on where the flag is. And so I noticed that people know how to use the rangefinders, in the GPS, but I don't know that they use all the data that's available to them in terms of how to really help them select the proper play and club into the green, especially if you're hitting out of the rough versus in the fairway in terms of where you want that ball to, from a distance control perspective.
Yeah, like when these greens start to dry out a little bit, hopefully over the course of the next couple of weeks, and maybe we get some of these hotter days and those greens really start to bake, like you almost want to look at that front number and just let it release.
100%, because today everyone's going to probably feel like, man, I hit a lot of fairways with my driver today, because if you can hit it anywhere in the fairway, it's going to stay there because it's going to stick, right? But as this place bakes out, hitting the fairways is going to be much harder. You're now in the rough. You can't control the spin. And now those things are going to be hard and, not as receptive. So to your point, playing to that front distance is how you better manage your game.
Yep. So 312-332-3776 if you want to join us here on the CDGA Golf Show. This segment's been brought to you by Fox Bend Golf Course. When we come back, we'll get to the BMW Championship and also recap what took place at the St. Jude last week after Scotty Scheffler returns to dominance. All that and more coming up next on the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago.
More golf ahead. The CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000, presented by Glenview Park Golf Club. Sometimes the conversation can get away from the team on ESPN Chicago's Cap and J Hood Show. Fortunately, there's always room for a sidebar.
Just a quick sidebar, may I approach?
Sidebars on the Cap and J Hood Show are presented by Ankin Law.
Golf with the legends at Destination Geneva National in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Enjoy 54 holes designed by Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Lee Trevino. Stay right on the course in luxurious suites, group cottages, or the newly renovated and reimagined Lakeview rooms at the Lodge. Between rounds, savor on-site dining at the Hunt Club Steakhouse, Crafted Italia, and Turf Kitchen and Tap. Or unwind at Paloma Cantina, overlooking the dance floor, the entertainment-style putting course. Visit DestinationGN.com for details on Wisconsin's closest multi-course golf resort to the greater Chicagoland area.
Elevate your game and help open the game to others. With a CDGA membership, you become better through golf. As a member, you'll receive an official USGA handicap index to validate your game, plus exclusive member perks, special competitions, unforgettable excursions, and insider communications. Your membership can quickly pay for itself. Memberships fuel CDGA's Sunshine programs, expanding access to the game and ensuring it thrives for generations to come. Learn more about membership at cdga.org.
Need a mulligan in your current banking relationship? Tee it high and let it fly with Republic Bank of Chicago's business banking solutions. Driving Chicago business for more than 60 years. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Hey, Chicagoland, want to experience the best golf on the North Shore? Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club to enjoy superior golf course conditions, a challenging layout, and superior service. Conveniently located and easy to get to, Glenview Park is in the heart of Glenview. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Tour Edge Golf introduces the all-new Exotic Series drivers, built with full carbon construction and pyramid face technology. The low-spin Exotics LS, ultra-forgiving Exotics Max, and the speed-boosting Exotics Lite deliver performance above all else. Learn more at touredge.com.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dubs Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Break away to Kohler, just 2 hours north of Chicago, host of 6 majors and the Ryder Cup. Play 72 holes of championship golf at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run and the Baths, a 10-hole par 3. Experience the Kohler water spas and explore hundreds of acres of outdoors. 2026 and 2027 golf packages with 2 to 5 night accommodations are available to book now. Book early for best rates and availability. Call 855-718-3588 to reserve your custom stay today.
From PGA to where you should play, this is the CDGA Golf Show with Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky, presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Segment brought to you by Geneva National. Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan with you on the CDGA Golf Show. As we rewind back to last week at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, where Scotty Scheffler is your winner, he hasn't had as many wins as maybe he's used to. So by Scotty's standards, a little bit of a downer year for him. But by any other golfer in the world standards, they take Scotty's year and run with it.
You got that right. I mean, he just simply put a bully beat down on the rest of the field, and he, I think, to a certain degree, served notice. I mean, once he gets his putting going, it's a weapon. He picked up 9 shots on the field with the flat stick.
That's the difference between winning and runner-up there.
That's
too.
it.
Yeah,
right there. And so if he has his game on the green in prime shape as he did, it's over. You are playing for second place, and that's exactly what he did. He went into beast mode, and that's the Scotty we have known to come and love, and unfortunately hold him to an expectation that might be a little richer than really what reality should suggest. But on the other hand, it demonstrates again just how difficult it can be to win on tour. But for a guy like Scotty and all of the tools in his toolbox, man, when he has them firing, it is fun to watch. And it was a clinic, and it was the easiest tournament I've ever seen somebody just win. Yeah. It looked like he was playing among friends.
Yeah. I mean, he runs away and hides. After that Friday 61, after that, it's kind of a wash. You see Scotty with a lead. I don't have the exact statistic in front of me right now, but there's something about Scotty after 36 holes with a lead, and it's nuts. Because how many times this year have we seen him be in chase mode? Like, he is the hunter on Sundays or Saturdays, and he just goes into this mode where he hunts you down, and he may not win, but he'll walk you down and make you feel a little bit of pressure on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, and there's no doubt about that. I think last week we talked about on Saturday, after 54 holes and having a lead, Scotty is 12 of 18. So he had a 66.7% winning percentage going into this Sunday. Yeah. So now he has just increased that. Yeah. So, I mean, you want to talk about dominance. You just think about that. I mean, you've got the world chasing you, and he doesn't care.
Right.
I mean, and did you see the shot that he hit early in the round? He was in the bunker.
Sunday?
Yeah, he hits it in the bunker, and then when he hits it out, it hits the
it's a stick.
It hits
the rake.
The drain.
Oh, the drain. Okay.
And it bounced. When it landed on that instead of the fringe.
Ooh.
And when it took a big bounce, and it rolled, and it went all the way down, and it dropped into the water. Okay. So that was his third shot into this par 5, the easiest par 5 on the course. And so he just looked at the cover of the drain, and just shook his head. Didn't get upset, just went over, took his drop, chipped it up to a few inches, tapped it in for his bogey, but then turns around and birdies 2 of the next 3, and then went away. Yeah. And that was it. A lot of guys would have used that as an opportunity to go, uh-oh, now I've got the world against me. Now I got my bad break. Now the world's going to start to cave in. And that's, to me, where he shook this thing off and really won the tournament. And, you know, earlier in the week, too, he was struggling out of the get-go, but held it together, and here he is. Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable what this guy does in the way of consistency. So he has now 21 PGA Tour titles by the age of 30, and that total puts him along with Hall of Famers like Davis Love III and Lanny Watkins, but only Tiger and Jack reached 21 wins sooner. So he is on pace. We are watching history on the heels of watching what many consider the GOAT, and that's Tiger Woods. So the way Scotty's going about his business is a little bit more like with a lunch pail, you know, as a traditional worker bee, and not with a lot of fanfare, not with a lot of flair, and not with a lot of, you know, hoopla with it. He's just ho-hum. He beats you, but you like him after he beats you. Right. And I think that's different when the way Tiger did it.
Yeah. I saw a stat earlier in the week. It was that, so right now, Scotty, when you go by official world golf ranking points, he is by far and away your leader right now. He's got 743. The next best is Rory. He's at 376.
Yeah.
The gap between Scotty and Rory, so 1 to 2, to find that gap between 2 and wherever, you have to go into the 500s. Like, that's how dominant he's been this year, or this year and last year and pretty much every year. This little run that he's on.
Well, it's funny. Before the show, my father called me because Rory made a comment about JJ Spawn and how JJ is older, but how he's been working at his game to get it to the next level. And his question is, what does that mean? The next level. So he asked, what's Scotty's next level? But, you know, Rory, well, his next level is to somehow cut that deficit in half, I suppose. Right. But, to me, Scotty's next level is what does he want to do all while he sits atop of the world? And can he sit there as long as Tiger did for the years and years that he did it, but all while rewriting or achieving certain historical benchmarks and moments? Because I think Rory reached his next level, which was win all the majors. And then he found himself in no man's land. What do I do now?
Yeah.
Because he never had 18 majors. Let's go after Jack's record, pinned to his bedroom wall like Tiger did. He just wanted to win all 4 majors. And he was crystal clear about that as a little kid.
Yeah.
So he did it. And now he's playing with what I call new freedom in a way to actually enjoy the game and really not carry the weight of the world and all the expectations. And so for what is Rory's next level, well, that's really up for Rory to kind of decide. Yeah. But for Scotty, it's like, can he eventually eclipse the number of wins total, of Sam Snead and Tiger?
Yeah.
Can he get to the majors? So I think everybody's level is somewhat to their own in terms of where they currently stand within the game.
No, so, everyone's chasing a different carrot, right?
That's about it.
And I think, like, in the case of Rory, you bring up a good point there. With Rory, yeah, there was that carrot that was being dangled of, I need to win that Masters. And then after that, you're right, he played loose and free and was a lot better after that. He won his Masters. Now, the one thing about Rory is he doesn't play as much, it feels like, ever since he did get over that hump finally. And then on Scotty's side, yeah, there's obviously like the historic greatness that he's chasing right now. So if you look at his year this year, through 18 events, he made 17 of 18 cuts. He did have that long cuts made streak.
Oh, yeah, that snapped. That did come to
earlier in the year. But he had 2 wins this year, which most people would take. I don't think Scotty's too happy with just 2 wins this year. 5 runner-ups, 2 third-place finishes, and then 12 top 5. 12 of his 18. He finished inside the top 5, and he was top 25 in every single event he played, or every single cut he made this year.
There are players that won't have 12 top 5 in their career.
Yeah.
I mean,
like good players, too.
I mean, he's basically in 1 year having a career for a lot of guys. There would be guys right now that would give up what they're doing to take this year and say, I'm done with golf, like for 1 year, because that's the type of impact and greatness that he is achieving at this moment. You just wonder what would be happening if he didn't have all the responsibilities of being a family man that he does. How locked in would he be at that point? He may not be a happy person at the end of the day, but he would be laser focused in terms of what needs to be done. And I think some of those early rounds, and again, what happened this week, he turns around and wins. And then first round, he probably went home, had a nice week, with the family, and he came back and he was actually in last place for most of the first round. But then he, snaps it into and jumps up to like 24th. And so he made up like half the field in one round. And so moving day is going to be literally a moving day for Mr. Scheffler. Yeah. So I bet by the time we go into tomorrow, he's probably going to be hovering around 10th or better. Right. And then, man, he could get himself kind of into this dance as well, which then breeds a lot of questions about player of the year and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, Scotty last week, I think, set a tone for what could possibly be a pretty wild finish in Atlanta. And depending on what he does today, to me, this weekend is a little bit of a filler. And I think he's going to just turn it on again at East Lake and validate that he is, in fact, the best player in the world.
Yeah. No, I think you're exactly right there. Like it's a interesting player of the year debate because it's one of the more eclectic 4 major winners that we've had in a single season.
That's right.
It is. You haven't had the wins out of Scotty. You haven't had like the guy who's really gone out there and won at a crazy rate this year. And Scotty doesn't have a major, but he's probably the favorite to be the player of the year. So how do you put it all into your golf calculator and say who's had the best year? Because how often do we see a player of the year not have a major? It's very rare, I feel like.
Exactly. And what would happen if Chris Gotterup somehow won today and then won again next week?
Yeah.
That'd be 5 wins. Yeah. He's got 3.
He's had a hell of a year.
He really has. And so that's why I am so glad to see him playing so well as he is just escalating up the list on the President's Cup, the FedEx points, and getting him at that level, as we just talked about, where I think he belongs, so that there is a great postseason, and we look forward to seeing him at Medina.
Yep, absolutely. Speaking of Medina, we will talk with Joey Chitwood, the executive director of the President's Cup, coming up at 10 o'clock this morning as we get closer and closer week by week. We're about a month and a half away, a little less actually, probably like just over a month.
It is. It's 30 days basically away, and I love when we host an event like this where what is happening currently matters for what we're going to see and who will be here in Chicago. Yeah. So it's really getting exciting between the vice captains that are getting named and various players that are being bannered about, and watching some of these guys literally play themselves off or out of consideration, and those that are coming in going, where have you been? But it's good to see you now playing well now. But hey, in the likes of, say, Patrick Cantley. So Snedeker's got a lot to think about.
Yep, absolutely. We will break down some of those decisions a little bit later on in the show. But coming up next, let's head on down to St. Louis and get you up to date on what's taking place at the BMW Championship. That's next. The segment's been brought to you by Geneva National.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app. Are you tuning? Take a stop at the ESPN Chicago page on YouTube. We got shorts to scroll, pressers to parse, interviews to intake. Subscribe and see it all at the ESPN Chicago page on YouTube.
Make the move to Republic Bank of Chicago. Avoid the hazards of subpar banking with our business checking accounts, each uniquely designed to get your business up and down. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Play their gear, dress the part, and shop like the pros at the PGA Tour Superstore. Now's the time to upgrade your game with new apparel and footwear to keep you looking fresh, and the hottest clubs from all your favorite brands. Plus, dial in your game with the latest technology like rangefinders and launch monitors. Shop with the pros at any of our 5 Chicagoland locations: Downers Grove, Schaumburg, Orland Park, Vernon Hills, and Lincoln Park.
Check out the new clubhouse at Wing Park Golf Course in Elgin. Brand new this summer with new Chip Shots Whiskey Bar ready to serve food and drink. It is a great place to eat, play, and repeat. Check it out at wingparkgolf.com. Fox Bend Golf Course, the gem of the western suburbs. Voted a 5-star course by Chicagoland Golf Magazine. Come to Oswego Land, only 45 minutes from downtown, and play some of the most superb green complexes in the area. All skill levels are welcome to play this 6,900-yard par 72 course. Fox Bend Golf Course has hosted 3 Illinois Open championships, and this year they will host the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book a tee time today at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
Experience top courses managed by Kemper Sports. From North Shore classics like the Glen Club, Deer Path, and Winnetka, west suburban favorites like Bolingbrook, Cantini, and Village Greens of Woodridge, and Southside gems like Harborside International. Kemper Sports offers something for everyone with impeccable course conditions and top-notch hospitality for over 45 years. Kemper Sports creates lasting memories. Did you know Kemper Sports was also recently awarded as a top places to work by Crain's Chicago? Visit KemperSports.com or follow Kemper Sports on social media.
Big Ten football is back in Chicago, and this fall it has a new home, the new Ryan Field. With an explosive offense powered by the legendary Chip Kelly and a schedule featuring Penn State, Iowa, Illinois, and others, the Northwestern Wildcats are poised to make plenty of noise in the Big Ten this season. Visit nusports.com/tickets to purchase season tickets today and get the best seats with the best view for the best price before they're gone. Visit nusports.com/tickets today.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Golf is on your mind and on the air right now. This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000, 100.3 HD2, and the ESPN Chicago app. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Segment brought to you by Tullamore Golf Resort, up north, Michigan Golf without the drive. It is the CDGA Golf Show every single Saturday morning with you, talking all things in the world of golf. So as we take a look now at the BMW Championship down in St. Louis, Wyndham Clark is your leader right now. That's your U.S. Open champion. He has gone back-to-back 64s to clock a 12 under. That's followed by Gary Woodland, one of the great stories on the tour this year. And for Gary Woodland, this is huge because he was one of those guys right on the bubble. He entered this week at 31 in the FedEx Cup point standings. And remember, just the top 30 go on to next week down to East Lake. But he entered at 31. Where he's at right now, projected if everything holds, he'll get up to 17. So he'll be in pretty comfortably at that point. Yep. But pretty much hang around this area, basically, and you'll be fine. You'll be moving on to next week. JJ Spawn is your sole possession of third place at 10 under, 2 strokes off the lead. And then you've got Sungjae Im and Chris Gotterup tied at 9 under, 3 strokes off the lead. Patrick Cantlay, Michael Thorbjornsen at 8 under, and then Rory McIlroy, Russell Henley, Maverick McNeely, and Colin Morikawa all at 7 under in a tie for 8th right now. It's always fun looking at the guys who this really means something for, with where they're elevating their game to and whether or not they're going to be participating next week. You look at guys, we already mentioned what it means for Gary Woodland, but then guys like Patrick Cantlay, who entered at 43 and was kind of a long shot, but now he's projected at 31. So all of a sudden, things get interesting there.
And play a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. And then Michael Thorbjornsen.
Friend of the show.
Yes, that's correct. Yep, 41 is where he entered the week. He's right on that number 30 right now.
Yes, he is the bubble boy.
I mean, you look at him and Cantlay right now and where they're going back and forth, it is going to be, because, like, if either one of those guys slip up, it's over.
Right.
And like you have to play your best 2 rounds of the year probably today and tomorrow if you want to see next week.
Exactly. And then also one of these guys are going to be paired with Sungjae Im. And look what he's done. He went from 40th to 28th.
Yeah. So he's kind of turned on the burners last couple of weeks.
So who's tied for 4th and tied for 6th? These 3 right in a row make up your 28, 30, and 31 spots right now. They're playing for their life.
Right.
I mean, every shot matters today and tomorrow more than ever. But then how many times do you go back and go, you remember that 3-footer I missed back at the Byron Nelson?
And it matters.
It matters.
You know, it's funny. We always say, like, you see these guys on 18 and they're out of it, right? In some tournament, you're like, all right, let's go, let's hit so we can see the winner across the finish line here. And it's like, no, that a couple of things. A, that could be the difference between going to East Lake or not.
Could be.
That's also a putt worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah,
these days.
Yeah, and I think they think of it the opposite order. It's the money, and then the FedEx points and all in my standings that come along with it. But as we mentioned leading into the playoffs, this is really, I think the BMW is a fun event anyway. I mean, it's obviously the pride and joy of the Western Golf Association right here out of Chicago. They do such an amazing job running that event all around the country where they take it. But, prejudice-wise, we want it here in Chicago all the time. For sure. But this event is really cool because it's 50 players. So there's just enough out there to get that feel of a true stroke play, a lot of players, because next week it's only 30.
Right.
But some of these guys are literally, there's about 10 players today that it's going to be fun to watch all weekend to see how their season either continues or ends. But then it's that ramification now as it relates to the President's Cup, because again, with the President's Cup being the international team, that is all the countries except Europe. So guys like Sungjae Im, he's not only putting himself into a good spot to make the playoffs, but he's also impressing his caddy because Sungjae's going to be coming to Medina.
Yep, absolutely. And it's fun. I like these 50-player fields. I'm not saying I need it every single week, but like there's a bigness to it. It's got this championship kind of feel for it all. I don't know. Like I like the way that it all sets up with when you get a 50-man field as opposed to when you see 90-plus golfers out there.
Well, I think it's interesting because at the office yesterday we were looking, well, what time are they taking off? Thinking we'd get them at, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah, not till about lunchtime because it's a small field. But it's easy to consume the event as a consumer on the TV because you get to see a lot of great players all together rather than – this is the time that Scotty played in the morning, so it's the afternoon. We don't get them until tomorrow. We'll get them on the prime, So that's why I like the first 2 days of this because you're going to see all the great players, and then based on how they seed themselves, well, then they, run them out, with the leaders in the back and like a regular event. So I really enjoy this, and there's been a lot of banter, and I think later we should talk about what would you do to change the playoffs if you're in Brian Rolap's shoes? Because I think there's a lot of change coming. And
I think he's someone who will institute change, too.
Yes.
I think he's going to put his football brain on.
Oh, yes, he is. And, as we also look at the – I mean, it's kind of a funeral for a friend. Liv is on its way out, it seems to be. I mean, it's like it – I think it has a heartbeat, but we got to keep that defibrillator right handy in case we got to jump start it. But it's coming to a painful end, I think. But with all that being said, I think about timing is everything. Could you imagine what would have happened if we had Brian Rolap, his vision, his experience with somebody other than Greg Norman representing PIF, like Jack Nicklaus? What could have happened when you have an endless bank of money and now instead of working against each other, work with each other? I could have actually seen the day where we would have 50-person fields and the purses could have been $100 million.
No, you're probably right. I mean, what's the exact number next week? Is it 20?
Yeah, no, it's more than that. I think it's 25.
25.
Because I think the winner gets 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And at least based off last year's numbers. Obviously, it changes year to year.
Yeah, I think they're going to announce that next week officially. But, yeah, Tommy took home 10 mil.
10 mil, yeah. It's wild.
He did well.
Yes, absolutely. All right, when we come back, let's talk about a little bit more of what you said about Liv, including some comments from Rory McIlroy in his press conference earlier this week about what true value could these guys like Bryson and Jon Rahm bring to the tour. That's all coming up next. The segment's been brought to you by Tullamore Golf Resort.
This is the CDGA Golf Show, presented by Glenview Park Golf Club, ESPN 1000, 100.3 HD2, and the ESPN Chicago app. Training camp coverage on ESPN Chicago is brought to you by Country Financial.
The club at Loch LaBelle in Wisconsin is excited to offer more golf for the 2026 season and beyond. After 2 years of construction, Uncle Henry's Backyard, a brand new 9-hole par 3 course, is now open to the public. Enjoy unique holes, large green spaces, yard games, and an outdoor big screen TV for family fun. Inspired by local history, come experience Uncle Henry's Backyard and the championship 18-hole course at the Club Loch LaBelle in Wisconsin. Book your tee time at clublochlabelle.com.
Injured after hours? Don't wait. The all-new IBJI Access app gives you immediate orthopedic help wherever you are, whenever you need it. With just a few quick steps, you can chat directly with an IBJI clinician. Tell us what happened, and our clinical team will review your information and respond as soon as possible. It's fast, it's easy, and it's for new and existing patients. Download the IBJI Access app today. Just search IBJI in the App Store.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dubs Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Chicagoland's own Tour Edge Golf has launched their all-new Exotic Series drivers. They offer explosive distance driven by industry-leading MOI, guaranteeing more accuracy and confidence off the tee. Designed with full carbon construction and pyramid face technology to achieve maximum distance, power, and forgiveness. The low-spin Exotics LS, the ultra-forgiving Exotics Max, and the speed-inducing Exotics Light drivers deliver performance above all else. 3 distinct designs, 1 uncompromising exotic standard. Learn more about the Exotic Series at touredge.com.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Check out the Players Club passes for weekday discounted play. Full memberships are still available for the committed player as well. Experience Bowes Creek. BowesCreekCC.com.
Hey, Chicagoland. It's time to tee up your next golf adventure with a trip to Tullymore Golf Resort, featuring 36 championship holes at 2 5-star rated golf courses. Spend more time on the course and less time in the car. Tullymore is just a quick 3.5-hour drive from the city. Enjoy an up-north golf experience without the drive at Tullymore Golf Resort. Experience a Michigan masterpiece. Start your trip with just a click at tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
How's your golf game? Yeah, mine too, but more on that later. It's time for more golf talk on the CDGA Golf Show, your guide to golf around the world and in your neighborhood. The CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Now here are your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
This segment brought to you by Tour Edge. Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan talking all things golf with you. We'll be joined by Joey Chitwood, Executive Director of the President's Cup, coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. This was from Rory McIlroy the other day when he was doing his BMW Championship pre-tournament pressers. He was asked about the impact of the LIV golfers and the thought of some of them coming back to the PGA Tour in the near future.
Rory, Scotty was asked about the possibility of LIV guys coming back and whether they bring value, in your opinion. Are there guys, if it goes away, that should be allowed back?
I mean, I'd argue, have they brought value to LIV? You know, I think PGA Tour is in a really good spot.
I kind of had the feeling that Rory was starting to turn a corner once he kind of knew he had his victory, and he was on the right side of history when things were all said and done between PGA Tour and LIV, and obviously Rory's been a staunch defender of the PGA Tour. But then you got salty Rory again there, and listen, I don't know how much value he would have brought to LIV. I don't know if there's anyone besides Tiger Woods that could have brought value to LIV.
100%, and I think that was one of those things where later I bet Rory said, I probably shouldn't have said that. But he was being salty, to your point, because he didn't play good yet. He had just come off of a tough week where he didn't play very well.
Right.
And I think he just, you used it at that opportunity to kick them when they're down.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of felt.
It's easy to kick LIV now.
Yeah, it is now. But there was a time, it's easy to sit here now, but look at all the changes that they made out of fear and out of worry, and that the tour was going to be ruined of sort. But he's right at the end, though. The tour is in a great spot, and it could be in a greater spot here, depending on how Brian Rolapp plays his cards and plays out his vision for the future. But yeah, Rory just can't help himself sometimes. I think that's a little bit of that Ryder Cup and a little bit of that. I think it's just part of the season. He gets sort of salty as we get close to fall because it's team competition and, that kind of thing. But, I do think, though, that those guys, they did bring some value because people did buy tickets. Some people bought into this. I just think I go back again. The method to how they approached this was wrong from the get-go. You had so much money, resource, and everything, but you let ego and pride get in the way. And to me, that is a classic case of what's happened here. And as such, you had to take a side. And it became very emotional, very passionate. And at times, it still flares up. And Rory will let the feelings be known. And I think you'll see a bit of a period here if, in fact, this is the last event this weekend in Indianapolis. Because for those who don't know, there was a team competition that was supposed to occur in Michigan next week. Yeah, next week. And we reported a few weeks ago because I had a friend that was up in Michigan and said they canceled all the hotel rooms, all the vendors. Wow. So that's when they knew this thing's not happening because nobody's doing any building. So that's how we kind of found out through the vendors. And then the last people to officially announce it, ironically, were the LIV officials. And the wildest part about it all is the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing. They canceled it, but they were still selling tickets. And they were actually still making transactions. Yeah. Because of how disjointed that organization can be, this is just another classic case of with the right hand not knowing what the left's doing. So if this is in fact the end, the next few weeks are at the most critical crossroads of this organization LIV and what will happen, because allegedly they have a term sheet. Scott O'Neill has made mention this past week that there's an investor out there. He wouldn't tell us who. He wouldn't tell us how or exactly any of the specific terms. But the thing that I found most glaring are he didn't even list any of the contingencies. And if I'm going to give you $250 million after you just, urinated away $6 billion or whatever it is, it's going to come with some contingency. And so does that mean you have to find other $250 million for mine to take? Does that mean that Bryson DeChambeau has to sign a contract and Jon Rahm? Or does it mean you have to find a TV partner in the domestic United States partnership type of thing? Like, I'm sure there are a cadre of contingencies that this money is brought out. What I hope we don't find out is that he disguised this as it's actually a loan. And that's what I fear, that it's being portrayed as an investor when in fact it might be a loan. providing you go on out and find other investors.
I just have a hard time believing that there's someone out there. I mean, how many sports owners right now are we seeing get in hot water? Right?
Yeah.
Like with what's happening with the Dodgers, what's happening with Ishbia. Matt, not Justin, but like seeing what's happening in sports right now. And we already saw Fenway Group. Where did they put their money? They put their money in the PGA Tour.
That's right.
So it's kind of showing you where people are headed towards in terms of purchasing and putting stake in sports right now. Why would you plant your flag on a ship that's clearly sinking?
Yeah.
And clearly has not been profitable over its, 4 or 5 years it's been in existence now?
Yeah, it's been 5 years. And what's interesting, too, is now finding the cast of characters that are currently over there. Because Rory says, who brings value? Well, there's a few that would bring value over to the PGA Tour right away. And let's be honest, there are those players. Mm-hmm. But the majority of the players really wouldn't add a whole lot. No. They would be, if they could supersede some of these other elite players, there may be a few instances where some players get pushed down, but the lion's share of these guys, I think, are going to find themselves in kind of a no man's land.
Right.
In other words, if you're in your 40s, you can't play the senior tour, you're not necessarily going to be good enough to go play any of these other elite tours, DP or otherwise. So where do you go? And I think these are going to be the staunch, we're riding this thing out till the bitter end. And I think that's going to be a majority of these people. But these are the people that have names where most of us are going to go, I think I've heard of him before, but I'm not sure.
But can't you say that about pretty much every single golf, like 95% of golfers outside the top 30?
Yeah, to a degree. But I think if you're a true fan, I consider myself a real fan. I can pretty much go pretty deep onto that PGA Tour. Down through
for sure.
100. But I can't on live. I mean, and they took a lot of these guys. I can't remember some of the guys. Are they still there? Like, just following along with it and all of the different rules that they've made up and who they got an alliance with and then who got cut off and, wild cards. In fact, this week, if you look, there's a guy that doesn't have a team. And he's winning. He's a wild card, as they call it. And it's a guy, MT Lee.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Right.
And I think that is where Live 2.0 is ultimately going to go. It's going to be a tour that, it's out there like the Latin American Tour. Do I know anybody on it? No. But they feed up to the PGA Tour somehow in the ecosystem, I think is what it, if the money is actually truly there. Right. But I look at the timing is everything. And so as they're reeling, the PGA Tour is just evolving. And I think we are going to be shocked at what Brian Rolap has up his sleeve. I think he is going to do things so different. And I think some of these build-outs that you see, and like we will see at Medina, it is going to be the largest build-out, I think, in any event in North America. And I want to make sure that that's, in fact, the case when we talk to Joey. But I think they're going to actually go polar opposite with a few events so they can go to iconic places like Chicago Golf, Pine Valley, and others where they can't do that build-out. But if they had just a small consortium of people paying a top drawer and make that kind of a Super Bowl all in itself, there'd be tons of people who would tune in to watch Pine Valley, Chicago Golf, and watching Scotty go play Chicago Golf. Yeah. And then think about prime time. And he's got some things up his sleeve. And I'm excited for it. But could you imagine if you had all that PIF money with you?
Right.
Oh,
exactly. All right, when we come back, we will be joined by Joey Chitwood, Executive Director for the President's Cup. That's next here on the CDGA Golf Show. This segment has been brought to you by Tour Edge.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Hey, Chicagoland, play the best golf the Western Suburbs has to offer. Fox Bend Golf Course. Fox Bend is the proud host of the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book tee times at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
With Republic Bank of Chicago, you don't have to scramble to keep your business growing. Our commercial lending options will move your business from tee to green every time. Republic Bank of Chicago. banking beyond expectations.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. One of Golf Week's most recognized golf courses, it is ready for your private club experience. Enjoy Bowes Creek at bowescreekcc.com.
Unlock big savings now at Menards. Add style and security to your home with high-quality Schlage door locks. Whether you're looking for a traditional interior passage lock or a Wi-Fi compatible electronic entry lock, Menards has you covered with more than 200 options of Schlage door locks in stock. Save big in our huge in-stock selection of Schlage door locks. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Your Social Security information and benefits are so important at every stage of your life. And with an official My Social Security account, you can instantly take control of it all online. Request a replacement card, change your name, download your Social Security statement, check your earnings history, manage your retirement, disability, or survivor benefits if you currently receive them, and plan for retirement with personalized tools to estimate your amount at different ages to get the most out of your Social Security benefits. It's your information, your benefits, and your future right at your fingertips. You won't find this anywhere else. That's why every American, whether you're 18, 58, or 98, needs a personal My Social Security account. So go digital. Create your account today at ssa.gov/myaccount. That's ssa.gov/myaccount.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Welcome into the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club. Here's your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
Segment brought to you by Golf Elgin. Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan with you on the CDGA Golf Show every single Saturday morning right here on ESPN Chicago. Let's kick it on out now to the Jersey Mike's hotline. Jersey Mike's a sub above, where we find Joey Chitwood, who is the executive director of the 2026 President's Cup and friend of the show. Joey, good morning, and thanks so much for taking some time with us today.
We got Joey?
I think we're getting the kinks figured out with the audio here. We should be good now. You got us, Joey?
Yeah, I got you.
Got you now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Excellent.
Joey, welcome.
We are. Thank you so much. Just finished a staff meeting. We have staff meetings on Saturdays now. So as you can imagine, it is a very intense moment in time with 30 days to go. The property looks phenomenal. It's hard to believe that we started building the venues on April 9th, and here we are so long away from that, but with 30 days to go. But I'm really, really pleased with where we are.
Well, Joey, that's just it. 30 days out, and having been in your shoes plenty of times in previous events, tell me, what is the vibe like? And has this weather that we've been experiencing, which is unusual for our summer, how much has that been a headache for you to keep things super pristine at the pristine Medina Country Club?
So August has been a real struggle. I got to be very candid with you. This is the moment in time where we're moving some of the heaviest pieces of equipment out on property. Big AC units that are probably 1,800 pounds each. And we've got to get them up on a lift and get them up on a suite floor and some other things. So it has made it a bit challenging. Now, I think we had a great July, which was fairly dry versus a wet June. So, but Mike, to that point, we're just kind of tackling it as we can. There's been some lightning breaks as well, and some nasty storms come through, and clearing the golf course when hail hits and things like that. Oh, actually, I got a nice little Prez Cup hat here. I'm going to change my hat and get
there you go.
Nice little Prez Cup hat on there, a little better your logo. So anyways, but so I feel good in terms of where we are. We've been able to overcome some of it. Now, someone has to guarantee me we'll have a dry September, or else Joey might take a vacation and not be around because now, in all seriousness, what happens, and we all laugh at each other about this, with 30 days to go, this is the moment in time where we question our choice of a profession for a career and why do we want to be in sports, because it is fast and furious, and it's all about just solving the problem as quickly as you can, because the list will continue to grow and grow, and then you can never get to it. So how can we quickly move on, fix it, move on, fix it, move on, fix it? I call it the quicksand. Don't get caught in quicksand, anybody. Come see me. I will help clear the quicksand, because once that happens, the ripple effect, we don't have another month to figure it out. So feel good. A lot of uncertainty over the next 30 days as we continue to finish it out. And just from a perspective of how we do it, right? We've got this great vendor who builds the structure. Okay, the tent and the structure. Now you start bringing in other vendors who do the flooring, who do the furniture, who do the TVs, who do the florist stuff. It's almost like it's like building a house, right? You have to schedule your vendors. When is time for plumbing? When is time for the electrician to come in? You did the drywall. So we're in that mode right now. We have multiple contractor compounds out there. We've got folks running around, and I know this. I get in pretty early. A lot of those guys are getting in even earlier than I am. And knock on wood, we'll continue to have some good success here and get ready. But I just need a little bit of some dry weather here coming for September.
Well, we'll be doing our anti-rain dance for you here. Joey Chitwood, the executive director for the 2026 President's Cup, with us here on the CDGA Golf Show. So I know it's like all of these different things are coming your way right now, with the weather obviously being an unknown obstacle. But as you kind of sit here and look forward, like, what's the one thing you're looking forward to most? Like, I cannot wait to see how this plays out when we get to September 22nd.
I think for me, and this may sound not that crazy, I just want to know who the teams are.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've got two of the best captains we could ask for. I think great stewards of golf in general, the brand, the President's Cup, and they're just so wonderful with Brant Snedeker and Jeff Ogilvy. But I want to start talking about what players are going to be here and how that competition is going to play out. And so I know that's coming. We've got the top 6 for the U.S. team will be announced after BMW. And then after Atlanta, we'll get the top 6 officially because of the way they do World Golf Rankings for the international team. And then on Tuesday, September 1st, both captains will make their selections of the other 6. And so I just want a team. I'm ready to know who's on the team. And luckily we had some earlier announcements because Scotty Scheffler and Cam Young had kind of earned so many points that there was no way they couldn't be on the team. I did see we have Siwoo Kim confirmed because he is the largest point getter for the international team. So nice to have names out there officially. So that's for me. Again, that sounds like a little thing, but when we haven't known who's really playing for the last 2 years, it'd be nice to get those out and promote and talk about that. That's probably an element. I think the other thing is, you reach that point of advance week for us. So advance week is the week before, and that's when you're putting the finishing touches on. That's when you're kind of just making sure it's got that extra attention. I want to get to that week. I want to get to that week where it's happening, and now it's just tweaking this, tweaking that, feeling good about it. The course is going to look phenomenal in terms of September with the colors, in terms of the grass and everything. So I want to get to that week because then I know we're knocking on the front door and it's time to get rolling and put on a great event. So, and then probably if you really ask me what day I'm most looking forward to, it'd be Monday after the tournament. And I think it's just going to be nice to catch your breath. When you think about it, I've been here for 3 years and a couple months. And now in the meantime, the tours had me jump in to run other events, but to put 3 years of sole focus on an event this size, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Let's go. And everything that we've talked about is coming to fruition in terms of we're building massive venues. It'll be the biggest PGA Tour produced event that we've ever done. I think the Chicago market has responded quite well to anything and everything that we've wanted to do. And so I think we're on the cusp of having an unbelievable global sporting event in which people are going to be blown away at how the Chicago market responds, both on site, I think across the planet, when we transmit this out to 200 plus countries in 20 different languages, at this point, you've got to be here. I mean, I've been to some really cool sporting events here in Chicago over the time I've been here. Went to the rugby match between New Zealand and Ireland. I went to the USA-Germany soccer match, and global sporting activities that are here in America. It's the same thing at the President's Cup. And I think we're just going to put on a heck of a show for all those great fans that show up on site. And I can tell you, our first tee grandstand around what is the member fifth, our first, it's about 75% complete, and it is massive. It will be a phenomenal way to start all the matches, big screen TVs, energy, some enthusiasm. We're going to really, I think, showcase to the world what golf in Chicago is like. And I think people are going to, those that don't know about it will be blown away. Those that know about it are going to be, yep, that's Chicago golf, because people know who are in the Chicago golf world how good it is. It's a great chance to tell people outside this market how great it is.
You mentioned earlier about starting the build out in April, and having done the 99 Ryder Cup, we started the build out the Monday after Father's Day. So this is going to be the largest build out in North America for any professional golf event. So that's one reason I think people should purchase tickets and go on out there. But when they get out there, what are going to be some of the cool fan experiences that might be a little bit different, unique than a traditional, say, PGA Championship or a U.S. Open stroke play?
I think the first tee grandstand activation is pretty cool. Our customers, when you get on property, you can come over to the first tee and we'll be handing out wristbands that will allow you back in 45 minutes before the first match. And so we don't want our fans to sit there for 4 hours because they have to camp out to grab a seat. But when you get on property, get that wristband, because we want you to come back and experience that. And by the way, I did that at Charlotte. I was working for the Arnold Palmer group at that time, and I got my wristband and I went back and and it was just blown away. So I think that's something different that you see in a match play event versus stroke play, and people aren't yelling and screaming. And candidly, sometimes the players, they're lifting their arms. They want the crowd to yell and cheer as they hit their first tee shot. That does not happen in stroke play events anywhere. So you've got that. We've got, I think, 5 other grandstands for the public located around the property. So some great locations to catch golf as it rolls through. And then we've had some fun naming our fan zones after Chicago neighborhoods, whether it's the Loop or West Town or Lakeshore. There is a lake out here. Nice. And so in these areas, you're going to have some great adult beverage choices. We'll have some fantastic food opportunities with some local Chicago vendors. We'll have some massive big screen TVs, appropriate seating. You don't have to have a hospitality pass to have a great experience and actually have a place to camp out at and watch the big screen and take a seat and enjoy some great Chicago fare. And then we've got some awesome displays. I am privy to what our partner Genesis is going to be showing off, and it's going to be a very futuristic new car, just cool, fun stuff like that. Now, you've got the driving range to watch the guys warm up. You've got the putting green to watch them roll their last few putts before they head over to the first tee. I think the thing that guys, I think is the coolest about golf, whether it's stroke play or match play, you can manage your day however you want it.
Yeah.
You want to sit on one hole all day and watch every match or every player come through? You can do that. You want to follow around a match? Go. Stay with that one match and follow it all the way to the completion. Or maybe you get to the 5th hole and all the matches play through. Then you run up to the 10th hole and all the matches play through. I'm going to spend some time in the merchandise tent, the massive merchandise tent. You can kind of manage yourself in a way that you want versus you don't have to sit in one seat for 3.5 hours to watch the sporting activity occur right in front of you. I think the one thing too, I would say, and I don't know if I've done a good enough job of telling everybody this, but I think we have the best kids ticket policy in sports, hands down. So with one paid adult, you can bring 15 years and younger.
Wow.
And I don't know, can I call them kids anymore? 15-year-old?
Can almost drive.
You know,
Yeah.
But
They're
yeah,
shaving.
but you
Yeah.
can bring two 15-year-old or younger children with you for free.
Wow.
That's as good a chance to bring the family out, very affordable. And now they might want some great merchandise. I think the kids nowadays, we have all those right kind of hats, the flat bill hats, and all of the right things that the younger folks want. But I think for us, we do try to cater to, if you want a premium experience, we have multiple options for you. If you're a fan bringing out your family, we're going to make sure that it works and it's affordable and you can enjoy it. And you'll have multiple places across the course to take a break and camp out and grab a chair and watch some activity on TV, get something good to eat, and then go back out and follow the matches. So I feel like we have a really nice balance of it all. And then I would say this too. I mean, for those who've never been to Medina Country Club, you know, 100-year-old property, a clubhouse that is one of the most unique I've ever seen. I'm not sure there's any other clubhouse with that stature and that unique motif. And again, so you're going to be at a place that's pretty cool in and of itself. And now we've married this massive President's Cup build with it. So I think there's going to be a lot of fun stuff to see and do. And I can't imagine anyone's going to leave the course and not say that they were bored. We will keep them busy with so many different things to do. And by the way, even if you're one of the fans who doesn't get the wristband and can't get in the grandstand, you can line the rope. You can line up next to the rope, right when they walk off. I mean, you can still enjoy that. One of the big screen TVs is double-sided. So those that aren't in the grandstand will have a view of everything on the big screen at the top of the grandstand for the first tee. So again, I think that you can't go wrong by checking it out. And look, if you're not interested in the competition where it'll be probably more attended, a Tuesday, Wednesday to come out and just catch them practice, you know, soak it in, and maybe a kind of not lower energy, but just easier to run around and see what you want to see and watch guys hit multiple shots and, you know, just soak it in. That's also a great option too. But I will tell you, I've not seen anything better than the first tee experience when people are hooting and hollering. And we have some great surprises. We've already announced Jim Cornelison as our anthem singer. It's going to be a Chicago opening ceremony. So I think we found a great balance of a global sporting event, but paying tribute to the market that we're in and making sure there's a Chicago feel to it.
Yep. Joey Chitwood, Executive Director for the President's Cup, with us here on the CDGA Golf Show. So you kind of laid out, there's different ways that you can attend this tournament. If you were going to the President's Cup as a fan for the competition days, what would be your strategy? Because this is different than going to your regular PGA Tour event, even like a high-stakes PGA Tour event, because some of these matches may end on the 15th or 16th hole or whatnot. So how would you, if you were a fan attending this event, what would be your strategy to walk this course?
Okay, so I think the best value that we have and what Joey would buy, I would buy this. If I didn't have to work, I would buy this ticket, and that's the Captain's Club. It's presented by Michelob Ultra, and it's on the south side of the course. It has a 360-degree view of the third hole, the fourth hole, and the fifth hole. Okay. So no matches can end by the fifth hole.
Right.
So
Right.
You don't have to camp out on the back nine. And with your ticket purchase, it's a double-decker structure.
Okay.
360-degree views. And with your ticket purchase is free beer and seltzer with it. And then food is a la carte. You can purchase what you want. Joey would camp out on the second floor, and I would be a railbird on one roll as they go through the third hole, which is a par 5. Then you have a short par 4, which is drivable. Then you have a really testy long par 4 as the fifth hole. I would be basically circling up there with an adult beverage in my hand and watching golf at its highest. And then after those matches come through, I'd figure out where I'd want to camp out in one of the public grandstands, maybe 12, 13. That could be a good one with the lake and the par 3 over there. Or maybe I go all the way to the clubhouse and I get at the 14th public bleacher. So that would be Joey's strategy, so that I could get an area where I could kind of, have some food and have a drink, but not have to move much and watch them play around me. Then go out. I'd probably hit merchandise on the way, right? And then after merchandise, I'd go get on that back 9 grandstand. And with most of our grandstands, we have some big screen TVs around, so that you can also watch the action as it's coming close to you. So that's Joey Chitwood in a nutshell. And I don't think I said anything out of turn, but I do enjoy attending sporting events. I did this a lot with my son. We'd pick a trip. Where do we want to go? Let's go to something unique. I've done the whole Chicago Cubs thing. I also did a Notre Dame game. I think my son and I did a Air Force at Army football game in New York. So I do like to go check events out and see what's the best way to enjoy it. And so if Joey were going to buy something and do it, I would buy that. Now I like to run around a little bit, which is why I kind of I want an area where I can hang for a little bit, then let me go explore and soak it all in. I'm not a big fan. I've got some energy. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
I was just going to say.
Just a little, sitting around for all day doesn't work as well for me. So it would give me a little bit of a balance where I could really capture golf right around me and then go run around on property and explore it all.
Well, I'm taking some copious notes here for sure. But Joey, you mentioned earlier about the list. And I do remember how lists continue to grow, but eventually you reach that period where now your lists start to get smaller. And people always ask me, what does a tournament director really do? And you will not believe, I always said it was from portalets to television and everything in between. But give the listeners just one behind-the-scenes detail that fans would be surprised to learn about as you prepare for the President's Cup, as we come down to these last few weeks. And then on a personal level, what will it mean to you to be on that first tee day one and these matches get started? What kind of emotion will that bring about to Joey Chitwood?
So I guess I'll answer the second question first. And for me, I just want to see the fans, and I want to see the energy and excitement that we did build the best stage possible for athletes to perform at the highest level. And that energy you get from the crowd is what makes it all worth it. It's not for me about wins and losses, who's going to raise the trophy or who isn't. To me, it's the competition. And we created that arena, that stage where they can perform at the highest level and the crowd is going to be blown away. Raising a trophy is kind of an output. So I don't get wound up. I just want it. If you ask me what would be a perfect day to match these 3 years of planning, it's the last putt of the last match on the last day to determine who raises the cup. I don't care who raises the cup. I just want the competition to be fantastic. And so that for me would be great. It's tough. It's a sense of relief at the end of the day because of how long it took. It takes a little while to kind of get your senses back because you're so fixing this, changing this, doing this. It's tough to live in the moment and enjoy it while it happens. So we try and enjoy it afterwards. If people saw my schedule, it is everything, anything, twice. Whether it's meeting with our local law enforcement team or Homeland Security on a weekly cadence of calls to make sure we have all of the right resources planned. It's going out last night out to the location where Genesis, one of our great partners, wants to have their car display, but there's some elevation changes. So I'm out there with our ops guys, double checking the measurements and identifying a secondary location if they don't like the first location, and me committing to that with them on the call. I'm going to go out there and look at it myself. I'm going to come back to you with some intel and help you get this resolved because time is short. I try to participate in all of our phone calls with Rolex. They've been a great partner of mine, both at Daytona International Speedway back in the day, Arnold Palmer when I was there. We hosted an Arnold Palmer Cup in Geneva, Switzerland at the Geneva Country Club, which is the home club of Rolex. So putting on an event in Switzerland because Rolex wanted to do that. So I tend to pay attention to everyone But with my past with Rolex, I know them so well. I want to make sure that they are feeling good about everything that they get. I answered a gentleman earlier before this call who offered his photography services, got my email and wanted to know if he can be our photographer and fly a drone. And unfortunately, we already have all of our needs booked with 30 days to go. So Mike, Tyler, we do anything, everything. We do it all, and I am not shy. I'll roll up the sleeves. I'll get the hands dirty. And oh goodness, I mean, I think Chase Parker, he's our director of operations, and I were meeting with the club yesterday because we have a couple of tree branches as we deal with tenting and things that we need to trim, and they were so helpful. And so I even dealt with which tree branches we would request that they prune or trim or cut. So it's going to be big and it's going to be little. I always laugh. I get that. What do you guys do? And yes, we have an operations person. Yes, we have a salesperson. Yes, we have services. So if you sign a deal with us, then with services takes over to fill it all. I feel like I just touch a little bit of everybody. And then for the uncategorized stuff, somehow that ends up on my plate and we try and deal with that. And I'll grab a microphone with you guys and you'll let me promote. And so, what makes me, I think about the things that get me motivated to show up early, stay late. At the end of the day, I love having a logo on and I love being able to preach the gospel of the sport, right? To me, sport can be so aspirational. It can have such an impact on people's lives. And that's not just economic impact or TV, but we make charitable donations and we try and support people in this community. I think sport is just it's a game changer when it comes to communities and people. And I don't know about you guys. I always make a joke. I think we all grow up wanting to be a professional athlete or a rock star, right? I mean, that's kind of what, like, it's like, hey, what do you want to be? You want to be that rock star? You want to be that professional athlete? And what, like the smallest, 1% of 1% of 1% ever get to be that. But here I am in a place where I get to be the person setting the stage and creating the venue and the atmosphere for it. And I feel like that my team and I, we have to be the all pros. We got to be the all stars to pull that off, because that's what we're matching up against. And what a great challenge that is for our team. So put that logo on. Let's go talk about how cool this is going to be. And then we're going to go make it happen. And that's where the sense of fulfillment is for me. And, I laugh though in sports, and you guys know this too. It's not like I get a front row seat. I'm not going to be walking inside the ropes with each of the matches. I'm going to be dealing with whatever issues pop up, whatever challenges we have to overcome. Ticket scanners aren't working at a certain gate, or some delivery didn't show up and now we don't have this or that. Those are the things that we get to deal with in the heat of the moment and let the competition folks manage the matches. But I know that's just part of setting the stage and being ready for it. Probably a good book or two in me as it relates to that uniqueness of the preparation. I think about time at Indianapolis or Daytona when I was there and what it would take to think about Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 250,000 permanent seats. You have a month of May of activities. And so to prepare. And then the other element to that is I always look at it this way. There's no second chance. How many home games do the Cubs play? Is it like 80 home games or something? Yeah, 81. Okay. A fan has a bad experience. We screw something up. You can take care of them at maybe a future game. You can make it up to them. Well, the next President's Cup is going to be in Australia in 2 years. And the one after that is going to be 2 more years later in St. Louis. Yeah, make good probably isn't going to work in this situation. There's only one Indy 500 a year. I can make it up to you next May, a year from now. So I think that's another element. We've got to be on our game because there is no make good. It's got to work. It's got to be well done. Now, here's where this will blow your mind. We started building on April 9th. It's currently August 22nd. We are going to build for 3 more weeks leading up to it to Advance Week. We will then use these venues for 6 days. And then we'll take the next 3 months to tear it all down and ship it to the next venue. Now think about that in terms of the build and the tear down for 6 days of public activity. That is just like, what in the heck? I mean, that's crazy when you think about it. But again, the power of sport and us turning a private country club into a global sporting stage to host an event. It's pretty crazy when you think of it that way.
Yep, absolutely. Joey, appreciate you taking some time with us, and hopefully we'll talk again soon before everything gets up and rolling and you've got no time for us before the President's Cup.
Always time for you guys. And by the way, there's so many great partners out there, and boy, CDGA right from the get-go. Can't say enough about the relationship, Mike. I mean, how many things that we've done over the last couple of years. It's been a really fun ride to kind of marry the two because of the voice you guys have in market and then us tacking onto it. So it's been fun getting to this point.
Well, and it's going to be fun the rest of the way. And I'd like to come out and do a show, like maybe from that first bleacher before, like in the next few weeks, just to kind of show people camera-wise what we could look at.
Let's do it. Figure it out. Come on.
All right.
Awesome.
I'll be emailing you, buddy.
That's Joey Chitwood, Executive Director of the President's Cup, with us here on the CDGA Golf Show and the Jersey Mike's Hotline. Jersey Mike's a sub above. When we come back, we'll continue to break down what some of these President's Cup teams could look like. Maybe play a little captain coming up next.
Let's do it.
That's all brought to you. This segment, rather, has been brought to you by PGA Tour Superstore. Visit any of our Chicagoland locations today.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app. Baseball's biggest stories deserve baseball's best insiders. Introducing Inside the Friendly Confines with Jesse Rogers, presented by Arlington Toyota. Twice a week, ESPN's Jesse Rogers takes you beyond the headlines with unmatched access, candid conversations, and some of the biggest names in the game. From breaking news and insider insight to unforgettable stories from around Major League Baseball, this is the podcast fans can't miss. Inside the Friendly Confines with Jesse Rogers. New episodes twice a week, presented by Arlington Toyota.
In 1958, few imagined a young Joliet native and Air Force veteran like Brent Wadsworth would pioneer the nation's leader in world-class golf course construction. Wadsworth Golf Construction was founded on his vision of leading with integrity, service, and quality. With over 1,000 golf courses built or renovated, including 110 in Illinois, Wadsworth Golf has left an indelible mark. Yet, it's more than just construction. Wadsworth Philanthropy, embodied by Wadsworth Golf Charities Foundation, has donated over $12 million to nonprofits using golf to uplift children, veterans, and the underprivileged. Projects like Youth Links at Cantigny, CDGA Sunshine Course, and newly renovated Canal Shores in Evanston have benefited. Wadsworth Golf proudly supports the CDGA and looks ahead to further collaboration in enhancing the golf community. Explore their projects and foundation at wadsworthgolf.com.
Break away to Kohler, just 2 hours north of Chicago, host of 6 majors and the Ryder Cup. Play 72 holes of championship golf at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run and the Baths, a 10-hole par 3. Experience the Kohler water spas and explore hundreds of acres of outdoors. 2026 and 2027 golf packages with 2 to 5 night accommodations are available to book now. Book early for best rates and availability. Call 855-718-3588 to reserve your custom stay today.
Like a good caddy, the Treasury Management team at Republic Bank of Chicago is ready to carry the load and provide the advice and solutions your business needs to succeed. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dubs Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Tour Edge presents the all-new Exotic Series irons, MB, CB, and Max. Built for total performance for every player. Each design reflects the quality, craftsmanship, and technical obsession that's defined Tour Edge from the start. Learn more about the Exotic Series at touredge.com.
Golf with the Legends at Destination Geneva National in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Enjoy 54 holes designed by Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Lee Trevino. Stay right on the course in luxurious suites, group cottages, or the newly renovated and reimagined Lakeview rooms at the Lodge. Between rounds, savor on-site dining at the Hunt Club Steakhouse, Craft at Italia, and Turf Kitchen and Tap. Or unwind at Paloma Cantina, overlooking the dance floor, the entertainment-style putting course. Visit DestinationGN.com for details on Wisconsin's closest multi-course golf resort to the greater Chicagoland area.
Football season is a good reminder that hits add up. I should know, unfortunately. When pain sidelines you, trust the team that keeps Chicago athletes and active families moving. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute offers expert orthopedic care from sports medicine to joint replacement and everything in between. With convenient locations across Chicagoland and immediate care clinics for unexpected injuries, getting expert care is easy. Learn more or schedule your appointment at ibji.com.
True Fan Travel, ESPN Chicago, and the Captain J Hood Show are teaming up for the ultimate warm weather getaway to see Chicago take on Miami in December. We're declared for departure. Welcome to Miami. Miami. December 10th through the 14th includes round-trip airfare and ground transportation in Miami. 4-night stay at Margaritaville, Hollywood Beach. A Captain J Hood live broadcast on Friday and Saturday. A Miami-style yacht park, food, drinks, and DJ. Tickets to the Chicago versus Miami game. An exclusive tailgate before the game, and more. I'm in Miami. Travel packages are available now at TrueFanTravel.com. Packages are available without flights for those who are flying in from other cities or want to book their own flights through Points Airline loyalty programs. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Reserve your spot today at TrueFanTravel.com.
Experience top courses managed by Kemper Sports. From North Shore classics like the Glen Club, Deer Path, and Winnetka, west suburban favorites like Bolingbrook, Cantini, and Village Greens of Woodridge, and Southside gems like Harborside International. Kemper Sports offers something for everyone with impeccable course conditions and top-notch hospitality for over 45 years. Kemper Sports creates lasting memories. Did you know Kemper Sports was also recently awarded as a top places to work by Cranes Chicago? Visit KemperSports.com or follow Kemper Sports on social media.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Bowes Creek Country Club offers the finest playing conditions and has tournaments open to the public. Experience Bowes Creek. BowesCreekCC.com.
Play their gear, dress the part, and shop like the pros at the PGA Tour Superstore. Now's the time to upgrade your game with new apparel and footwear to keep you looking fresh, and the hottest clubs from all your favorite brands. Plus, dial in your game with the latest technology like rangefinders and launch monitors. Shop with the pros at any of our 5 Chicagoland locations: Downers Grove, Schaumburg, Orland Park, Vernon Hills, and Lincoln Park.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Fox Bend Golf Course, the gem of the western suburbs. Voted a 5-star course by Chicagoland Golf Magazine. Come to Oswego Land, only 45 minutes from downtown, and play some of the most superb green complexes in the area. All skill levels are welcome to play this 6,900-yard par 72 course. Fox Bend Golf Course has hosted 3 Illinois Open championships, and this year they will host the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book a tee time today at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
Hey, it's Cap, and I'm here every day bringing you up-to-the-moment information about the teams we love. Because when something matters, you need real info right now, and that goes for your energy, too. If your power goes out, you need to know the status and when it's coming back. That's why I use the ComEd mobile app, because it's got the absolute latest reporting and tracking on outages right at my fingertips. So keep listening to stay up to date on the sports that matter to you. And download the ComEd mobile app to stay up to date on your energy status at ComEd.com/app.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
From PGA to where you should play, this is the CDGA Golf Show with Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky, presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
This segment brought to you by Republic Bank. Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan with you on the CDGA Golf Show every single Saturday right here on ESPN Chicago. All right, time to play a little bit of captain here as we get closer and closer to the President's Cup getting underway, and the captain's going to have to make some picks. Now, we're seeing how things are starting to shake out on the American side. You heard Joey Chitwood with us a little bit earlier in the show talking about how the U.S. team points-wise will know by the end of the weekend.
Yes.
As we see who is where in terms of the top six. And things could really shake up with the ways some things are going when you look at the play of Wyndham Clark, who obviously won the U.S. Open and now is playing very well. He's your leader through 36 holes at the BMW Championship, so that's going to be important for him. Then you've got other guys who are starting to rise the ranks a little bit, guys like Chris Gotterup. Could he end up being one of those top six guys as he's in contention here in the final moments? And then who's going to drop out? Because right now your top six is as follows for the American team. You got Scotty Scheffler, way out ahead of the pack. He's a lock. Cameron Young, who is also a lock for this team. Then you've got guys like Sam Burns, Russell Henley, who you feel pretty good about points-wise, and then Ben Griffin and Colin Morikawa, who are kind of in a neck-and-neck race to the finish here. And then the outside looking in, I mentioned Wyndham Clark, Chris Gotterup, Xander Schauffele even. You could throw his name into that little group as well. But then you're going to have your six captains picks. So the way things are trending right now, let's put Wyndham Clark on the team as one of the six, because I think he probably will get there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you project, if it ended today, Wyndham Clark moves up into the third spot. He'll go from being on the outside looking in and being a risk of a pick to a sure shoe-in.
So the projected standings right now, I'll read you those because those are probably a little more important. Scotty Scheffler 1, Cam Young 2, Wyndham Clark 3, Sam Burns 4, Russell Henley 5, and then Chris Gotterup 6.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because before the show started, I think you and I were chatting. I think the best thing that could happen for Mr. Snedeker, Captain Snedeker here, is to have Gotterup and Clark continue to do what they're doing this weekend and do it well, and have them catapult up over Mr. Ben Griffin and potentially Colin Morikawa. And I think J.J. Spawn is going to do that as well. And as such, it moves them from being auto picks at 5 and 6 to now at risk, and they have to be a captain selection. And we've been chatting about this, I think, off and on throughout the summer. Ben Griffin is not having the year like he had last year. And for him, he kind of reminds me of this player back in 1991 at Kiowa, Wayne Levy. And a lot of people will go, who's that? Exactly. He had one heck of a 1990, but because they counted every tournament exactly the same in terms of weighting the points, that he had such a great 90, but he couldn't break an egg the next year, and he still snuck in as the 10th spot because back then they had auto of 10 with only 2 captain picks. So I think that also was a situation that led to some of the changes that we're under now. Ben Griffin kind of fits that in my eyes, and somebody that, as I'm Captain Snedeker, I'm not considering him this year just because his play of late has not been anything to write home about, and he's almost in last this week.
Right.
And so
Tied for 44th in a 50-person field.
Yeah, so I look at him as playing himself out of form, out of a shoe-in, and really out of consideration. But with that, I think we can get stronger. And I like the idea, and especially if he can get into Eastlake. Right now, if it ends, he's sitting at 31, and that's Patrick Cantley. I just like the demeanor. I just like he's been in this environment a lot. Now, he does have his quirks as far as his personality and that kind of stuff. But I do think he would be a great pick for Medina. And I actually think he could use some of what he had gone through in previous Ryder Cup and team events and apply it and be an absolute positive influence and part of the solution as to how the American team is actually going to beat this international team. Because the international team they are not going to be a pushover.
Right. I think one thing, you brought up the quirks of Patrick Cantley. He's almost like a little bit of an instigator.
Yep.
And I would say, yeah, he's quirky, but I feel like his quirks bother the opponent more so than his own team.
100%, because if you can get that matchup with somebody on their side that has more of, let's say, a quicker pace about themselves, they like to move.
Ryan Fox.
Yes. So from our perspective, singles, we want Patrick Cantley against Ryan Fox because that's going to annoy him. Not that Patrick's saying anything. It's just Patrick being Patrick.
Right.
He moves like a snail, like a slug when he plays. But that's his personality, and that's the way he does it. And so back in the day, Lanny Watkins, it used to drive him crazy when he would get Bernhard Langer in the Ryder Cup because he was such a quick player. And, but Bernhard was exceptionally slow. So we can use this to our advantage for sure if we can get the pairings to be right. But as you put them with a twosome, now you have to also have a partner that can also work in that same pace and not have it affect them. Right. So there is some of that personality and chemistry matchup that Snedeker will be, thinking through along with his vice captains. But given what's going on right now in the playoffs, it's boding very, very well in the eyes if I'm Captain Snedeker in terms of what's happening right now.
Yep, I would agree with you. On the international side, quickly here. So your projected top six, Siwoo Kim, Ryan Fox, Hideki Matsuyama, Minwoo Lee, Tom Kim, Adam Scott. You got a group of guys like Ryan Fox. He's got the Open Championship there with him. But you got some guys who are kind of sputtering to the finish. Tom Kim's, I guess, been playing pretty well lately. But some guys who maybe aren't putting together their best performances and may not be playing next week either. And then you've got your captain's picks that you'll have to sift through. I think someone who's obviously, the way that he's been playing lately, Sung Jae Im, who's been putting together a really nice last couple of tournaments. Obviously, Jason Day, you'd imagine, is a part of this team. But if you are on the other side, and if you're Jeff Ogilvy, who are you looking at as some of your captain picks for this upcoming President's Cup?
Well, I think for me, you got to take a hard look at Jason Day one way or the other because Jason Day didn't even make the playoffs. Jason Day finished like 85th. So Jason Day won't play any golf.
No.
Maybe he's going to go off and play elsewhere just to kind of keep himself, in shape somewhere if he gets selected. I'm not sure I take him, or I definitely would want Potgieter. I definitely want Aldrich on this team if I'm, Jeff Ogilvy. And then, you got to think about guys like, Sanjay Im for sure. But at Casey Jarvis, I think I put Potgieter in there. And you got to take, it's at Hitsatsuni?
Hisatsuni, yeah.
I can
Rio.
never get that.
We'll call him Rio.
We'll just call him Rio.
He's had some tournaments. It's funny. I look at some of these 7 through 12 on the international side, and we just talked about Ben Griffin and how, I don't think Ben Griffin fits on this team. And I look at some of these guys like Hisatsune and even like a Nico Echeverria. They kind of have the same Ben Griffin result profile.
Yep, totally.
And I think if you're the international team, you actually want guys like Ben Griffin because it can raise your ceiling potentially.
100%. And, with Corey Connors and Adam Scott potentially could flip positions this week. And if that's the case, Adam Scott becomes the last auto pick, leaving Corey Connors on the outside looking in. But you got to pick Corey Connors. Right. And, we're only a border away from Canada. You got to bring Nick Taylor into this thing.
For sure.
I think. And then you put the two Canadians together.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. No, that's probably the right way to go about it here. Again, we're getting closer and closer to having this 2026 President's Cup all teed up and ready to go out at Medina just inside a month now. Believe it or not, we're almost there. We are almost there, Mike.
Yeah, and Tom Kim has been having an exceptional last few weeks, but this week, not so good. He needs, I think he's down towards the very bottom, if I'm not mistaken. So he could be at, jeopardy of not potentially making next week.
Yeah,
Isn't that
right? Right now, he's tied for 44th. He is projected to be at 29.
See,
he entered at 26, so he's projected to drop 3 spots.
So if he drops any more, he now falls out. I think a Tom Kim that makes it to Eastlake does well, then comes into the President's Cup with that kind of form and momentum, is a dangerous Tom Kim. Mm-hmm. If Tom Kim heads south this weekend and we don't see much of him between now and then, I don't know that Tom Kim will factor as much.
Yeah, you could be right on that. Certainly.
That's just sort of my gut reaction.
Nope. All right, when we come back, we will go around the CDGA and also keep you updated on what's taking place out in St. Louis for the BMW Championship. That's all next. The segment's been brought to you by Republic Bank.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000, 100.3 HD2, and the ESPN Chicago app. Here's the elixir for your game day jitters. It's Pregame Tailgate with Tyler Rocky and Shay Norling.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
An in-depth game day breakdown and analysis on each week's matchup all season. Pregame Tailgate on ESPN Chicago. Before every Bears radio network pregame. Brought to you by Bradley University.
Need a mulligan in your current banking relationship? Tee it high and let it fly with Republic Bank of Chicago's business banking solutions. Driving Chicago business for more than 60 years. Republic Bank of Chicago. Banking beyond expectations.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Hey, Chicagoland, it's time to tee up your next golf adventure with a trip to Tullymore Golf Resort, featuring 36 championship holes at 2 5-star rated golf courses. Spend more time on the course and less time in the car. Tullymore is just a quick 3.5-hour drive from the city. Enjoy an up-north golf experience without the drive at Tullymore Golf Resort. Experience a Michigan masterpiece. Start your trip with just a click at tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com.
Hey, Chicagoland, want to experience the best golf on the North Shore? Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club to enjoy superior golf course conditions, a challenging layout, and superior service. Conveniently located and easy to get to, Glenview Park is in the heart of Glenview. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Chicagoland's own Tour Edge Golf introduces the all-new Exotics Iron lineup. Precision built for every player type and every scoring situation. The Exotics MB is a true muscle back, delivering ultimate shot control and a pure forged feel preferred by elite ball strikers. The Exotics CB blends a classic forged feel with modern forgiveness and consistent distance control. The Exotics Max delivers explosive distance with high MOI stability and effortless launch. 3 distinct iron designs, delivering performance above all else. Learn more about the new Exotics series at touredge.com.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Bowes Creek Country Club offers the finest playing conditions and has tournaments open to the public. Experience Bowes Creek. BowesCreekCC.com.
When pain holds you back, you deserve expert care you can trust. At Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, our orthopedic specialists help people get back to moving comfortably. Whether you're dealing with joint pain, a sports injury, or an everyday ache that just won't go away. From diagnosis and treatment to physical therapy and recovery, IBJI offers comprehensive orthopedic care, all under one roof and close to home. Visit IBJI.com for more information.
The club at Loch LaBelle in Wisconsin is excited to offer more golf for the 2026 season and beyond. After 2 years of construction, Uncle Henry's Backyard, a brand new 9-hole par 3 course, is now open to the public. Enjoy unique holes, large green spaces, yard games, and an outdoor big screen TV for family fun. Inspired by local history, come experience Uncle Henry's Backyard and the championship 18-hole course at the Club Loch LaBelle in Wisconsin. Book your tee time at clublochlabelle.com.
Golf is on your mind and on the air right now. This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000, 100.3 HD2, and the ESPN Chicago app. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Thank you to Nick Palazzolo for producing today's show. This segment is brought to you by Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. At this point in the show, every single show we go around the CDGA, but real quick, a little bit of an update from what's taking place out at the BMW down in St. Louis. Wyndham Clark is your sole leader right now. Back-to-back 64s. He is 12 under, followed by Gary Woodland, 1 stroke off the lead. J.J. Spawn, 2 off the lead. And then tied for 4th, Chris Goddard and Sung Jae Im at 9 under. Patrick Cantlay, Michael Thorbjornsen at 8 under, and Rory McIlroy, Russell Henley, Mav McNeely, Colin Morikawa all at 7 under. Scotty Scheffler, in case you're interested in where he's at, he is off and running already today. He's even through 2 at 3 under and is tied for 26th right now.
I would look for him to finish something where, let's say, 7 under. I'd like to see him get to 10 under before he starts tomorrow.
Okay.
And just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know
make things a little interesting. Make them think a little bit. All right, Mike, what do we have going on around the CDGA?
Well, before we go, first and foremost, a huge congratulations out to Illinois mid-amateur champion and friend of the show, Brandon Holtz.
Oh, yeah, I did see this. Yeah.
He won in impressive fashion and once again showed why he is the reigning United States mid-amateur champion, but now he is the Illinois mid-amateur champion. So he just continues to represent Illinois golf at the highest level, and we are so proud of him. And you know, he's got a great future still ahead of him with some of the exemptions that he has, virtue the impressive mid-amateur win that he had. So again, congratulations. And it had to be fun for some of the guys that, hey, if you're going to lose to somebody, you just lost to the best.
Yeah,
you know
right, exactly. I don't know if you did this a couple weeks ago when I was off, but I do want to, a fellow friend of the show, congratulations to my fellow Glenbrook South Titan, Charlie Nikitas, who won the Illinois Open back-to-back years now a couple weeks ago. So congrats to Charlie.
Yes, and a big friend of the show, Miami of Ohio guy. And I got to tell you, from the people that went there and saw the event, he had a great following too. And
did he set a course record one day?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he went low. I think it was round 2. And at that point, he just put everybody in the rearview mirror and just kept looking forward.
For him, man.
And I'm telling you, that could be a huge step in this young man's career. And, you know, it won't be long. I bet in another year or so, we're going to talk to him on the Challengers Series, and then he'll be up on the Champions.
Hopefully.
But, congratulations to Charlie. And I just want to say thank you. We don't say thank you enough to the sponsors that make this show possible, especially Ron Cassidy and Glenview Park.
Absolutely.
You know, the guys like Mike Lehman and out at Bowes Creek, Troy at Cog Hill, Lou out at Fox Bend. Folks, do us a favor and support these guys, even when there's cart path only.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, no, but we do have some amazing member perks if you become a CDGA member. And all of these courses and plenty of others work through us to extend some amazing member benefits to you. So if you're not a CDGA member, consider it. Visit cdga.org. Learn more about the benefits of joining. And among some of those benefits are apparel and golf shop items and the ability to buy golf balls at a price point that I don't think you can get anywhere else. And that is a perk of being a member. Whether you want Titleist, Tour Edge, Callaway, or Srixon, we have them all. So consider buying your balls through us because a certain amount of each purchase does go to help fund our initiatives with our foundation and whatnot. And other cool items like the vest I have on, we have our own private label now, which is the little state of Illinois, and it looks like a golf bag. So Kaylee continues to do amazing things and comes up with some of the most creative stuff and stuff you won't find in any other store. So if you want that one little item that you know nobody else will be wearing when you go to the outing or what have you, consider going to our golf shop. And next week, we will be trying to bring back the Tullymore Cup. Eric Ciotti, I should say Captain Eric Ciotti. I'm his vice captain. I'll be broadcasting with you from Tullymore Resort in Michigan. We have a seasons or a series that right now we're 1-1. They won last year, so we're trying to bring the cup back. But we've got a team of 10 CDGA members that are going to be going over to compete against the 10 GAM members. And it all gets started this Friday at a lunch, and then we do a pairings party. We get going. Rounds Friday, Saturday, with the dinners Friday and Saturday night, and then a singles on Sunday and a celebratory lunch afterwards, and everybody heads home. So these are kind of the events you can get involved with if you become a CDGA member.
Awesome.
So, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to talk to you from Michigan next week. Coming up next, we've got Best of Bears coming up your way as we get you ready for Bears and Bengals later on today out in Cincinnati. This segment's been brought to you by Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. We'll talk to you next week on the CDGA Golf Show.
More golf ahead. The CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Your outing could not be better than